Hello, folks. Rever here with another episode of American Outback. And I am just south of town, and we had just gotten done in the last episode spraying nitrogen, which is a nutrient, in field number 21. So we're pretty much done spraying this field. And I thought I would just start recording right away. You can see I haven't even shut off the courseplay from spraying that field. I haven't shut off the anything. So what do we want to do next? That is the big question. And I think what I would like to do is just take this nitrogen right on over to our grass field that is by the biogas mass plant. And I'd like to see how our biogas is doing, because in this episode I would like to get that grass cut, and in addition we can then get the grass field sprayed, and I do want to see how well my spreadsheet does in predicting the amount of grass that we get. So, and if we have time in the episode, we should then maybe get the moonshine going, though I think that might end up being in the next episode. And that'll be a good amount to get done for a day. I'm sure we might have some time at the end of the day. I'm not sure, just with our limited funds, that we can get too many other projects going until we see some income. Like I've said in past episodes, I don't want to... It just becomes a lot of interest payment when you have no income. $60,000 a day is a lot for me to make up for right now. So not until I get at least into day like 4 or 5 when I'm 5 really, when I'm harvesting some crops. So why don't we park this guy? Let's park him right over here, because he'll be out of the way in this bunker. I'll fill up that second bunker. Alright, so let's run over to our little control shack and see what this guy managed to produce in that relatively short period of time. 0%. So not a whole lot. But it's something. That's why I wasn't expecting it to do a whole lot, but I'm not sure how long it takes exactly, but we shall see. So I guess... I forget. I'm pretty sure I have courseplay courses set up for this, but let's see. This is always a little bit tricky hooking these guys back up. There we go. But we managed it. Can we make this turn? Yep, no problem. Alright, so we will go over. Might as well cut this field first just because it's closer. Let's see what we've got going on here as far as courseplay courses. This is field 11, spray 24. That's it. We don't have... Nah, so we didn't record course for this, did we? These are all just sprayer courses. So I will definitely be using the GPS mod. Not sure why this guy... Oh, is this the right... I guess this is the right thing for him, isn't it? Is he offset like that? Yeah, I guess he is. But I kind of half forgot. Alright, so let's... Get him fired up. Goes. So I don't expect my yield... am I stuck? Yes, I am. No, it's not going to work, is it? Making it worse. The problem with turning this guy is it pulls things closer, so I actually probably should do this. No, Now we're really making a bungle out of it. There it goes. Huh. Nothing like making life hard on yourself, huh? Alright, well now that we're actually in the field, let me get to cutting and fast forwarding and whatnot. Maybe this time when I cut the field, I'll have enough hard disk space to record the whole thing in one shot. Alright, we'll see you see you at the end of it. just about finished this field, and I have my spreadsheet open, and I'm looking at it. I haven't, you may have noticed, but you see what I see. I didn't look at the amount that I have in the silage bunker, but going on my spreadsheet prediction, the spreadsheet says 214,000. So I'm not sure. Probably should have showed it before I cut to make myself more believable, but you know, there's a fluctuation in the amount. Just if you cut this field 100 times, you'd get a slightly different amount for some reason. Obviously, there's human factors, but I firmly believe that there's either a randomness or some other factors that cause that number to be a little slightly different each time you harvest. Could be, I don't know. I don't think it has anything to do with the temperature. I did kind of, at one point, take a look at that while I was cutting that field 47 times. If you don't know that I did that, I did a large grass cutting experiment. I was actually using mowers, but you know, there's no reason that this this chaff machine, I'll call it, I guess, would be any different. So if my prediction in the spreadsheet was right, we should end up with 214,000 in this bunker. So let's get F1 open so we can see the amount once we get in there. $193, and I got 13,000 or 33,000 on board. So that's going to put us awful close, isn't it? A little bit over. You know, I may have cut a little bit. I know I had 1,000 extra from before, so it was my experience in cutting the grass that my spreadsheet should be within, typically it's about 5%. So, you know, I really don't consider that too bad. Oops, let's hop back out so we can see that number and write it down. You know, 10% of 214,000 would be about 21,000. So, plus or minus 21,000 from 214,000 would be what? Something in the ballpark of like 190 up to about 240 some. So being at 226 is just a little bit higher than I would expect, but about as accurate as I think it can be. Again, you can play with the numbers. I might be off with the estimate I made on like what I call the base yield, but realistically it's right in line with what I would expect. You know, so I'm pretty happy with that number. It's far from perfect. And to some degree, the whole point of the spreadsheet isn't so much about how much yield you get, though that might be nice to be able to predict. To me, it's a little bit, I think I want to go this way. We're going, where the heck are we going? We're going to field 10. Now we want to go this way. We're going to head up and get the other grass field cut. Though I'm going to take a little real life break. A buddy of mine called. I ignored his phone call while we were harvesting that field, so I'll give him a call. Might even call for a night, but you won't know the difference as far as the video goes. So yeah, I'm very happy with that number. That's pretty much spot on. But anyway, and I was kind of saying too, it's the point more is the score. You know, it's not so much about the exact yield number being right. Am I improving the field with adding a certain nutrient, or is it, you know, deducting from it? So field 10 is just, I think I got to turn right after this vehicle shop. I guess I can go around the top too. Go. So I will be back momentarily in game time, but maybe, like I said, even tomorrow and in real life time. So Then, guys, I'm back at it again. So, without further ado, I will get to cutting this field and see you when it's over. Should be saying talk to you when it's over, but you get the idea. Once again, we are on the home stretch. So we have cut all of the grass. And as I was doing this in the last 2 fields, I keep having the reoccurring thought that I'm not doing a lot of silage. Yet I find myself cutting grass and doing silage. So I think that, obviously having made it, we'll see if it works well with the biogas plant. Put some of it in there. Obviously it'll work with the regular BGM. So there we go. So this field is cut. And I'm looking at the spreadsheet, and my prediction for this field would be 149,000. And just doing some quick math, I know I've already taken 2 of these loads, 4 trailers, which would be about 128,000. And this one has 31,000 in it, so we should have about 159,000, which again, it's about 10,000 more. This field in particular, I feel like, it really, I cut more probably along the borders than I did the last time, so it doesn't surprise me at all that we're a little bit high on this one. And again, I've found you could course play the same course, get every drop off of a setup field like I did in the past video, and it just, there's a certain fluctuation that happens. So enough about that. So we'll get this guy dropped off, and then it'll be time to spray some fields, which won't take nearly as long. I want to get nitrogen on both of these fields. Not sure if you noticed the numbers, but the last time we had sprayed PK on both the grass fields, so we need to get those up a bit. So let's turn on the F1 and see what the total is after we get dropped off. Yep. Down a little bit so I don't run out of. Alright, so I had written down the past number from earlier. That's why, if you noticed the pause. So we got 385,920. So if I can do some quick math, that's 9. Take away the 1 is 11. Is 4. 4. Probably could do this without talking to you guys about it, huh? Yeah, 159,449. See, I can actually add and subtract without a calculator. Uh-oh. Stuck? Let's try. Oh, I can't release that because I'm... do we have... there we go. There we go. Needed some four-wheel drive action. Alright, so let's take this guy. Probably just have left him there. Alright, that guy's... Well, we need to... Might as well take him through here. I'll compact, I think, with that little tractor. A little too awkward trying to do it with this double trailer situation. So yeah, especially as this one becomes ripe, I'm definitely going to need something here to get that silage out of there. I might just buy a little bucket for this guy and set up a courseplay course. Though sometimes, well, does this guy have the... Nah, he might not have the possibility of a front end loader, huh? Well, maybe I can also just add a conveyor mod to the thing. I'm not going to have the money for a full-blown front end loader unless I borrow it, and I really need to not borrow much more money. I use this guy doesn't have much for brakes. I use this same more loans, whatever it's called, mod, and on the Gifts of the Caucasus map, and it, when I was playing it on hard mode, it was very hard to recover from from $1 million loan. They were just charging a lot of money every month or every day. 60, 80, 90 grand. There's just no way I can afford it at this point. Can't afford the interest. So, well, let me compact this, and there's no reason for me to be backing up and forward. You can watch it. I will fast forward, and then I'll probably just head right on out, and I'll spray both of the fields real quick, and then we'll talk about the next project, which will probably be filling up. You know, I want to get this biogas plant right in front of me there. I want to get that filled up with hay. I have plenty of hay from field 12, so. All right, well, I'll talk to you guys when I am done spraying the field 11 and 10 grass fields with nitrogen, which I have right here and ready to go. I wanted to point out that thinking of it at the last minute, I noticed the in-game time was 11:51. So I went to look at the temperature there on the iPad. And if you note, it is 16 degrees Celsius, which I think it's what, over 21, so 22 or higher, I think. Get you to lose the temperature somewhere. I always kind of forget, 21 or 22. I think it's when it is 22, it takes away the moisture, but in any event, I also wanted to point out, you know, the nutrients that we have on the field, and you know, they do match what's on the spreadsheet, and you can see that we only have 3 nitrogen, so that's what we're doing here, is trying to get that nitrogen up. When we're done tomorrow, the nitrogen will be at 7 because you'll lose 1 for the growth stage, so it'll go up to 8 technically, and then drop right back down to 7, which will get us above what we need. And so tomorrow's crop should be a 0.92 score, or 9.2 score out of 10, which is a good thing. Certainly better. Today's was an 8.5, and that goes for both of the grass fields. So let's turn off some of this electronic gadgetry. And if you noted, I'm going to leave this course up actually, because I'm going to come right back to it with some lime. When we put nitrogen on there, it takes away minus 0.2, and therefore we need to replace some of it. We're at 6.6, so we're slightly low today anyway. And you know, by the time we sprayed this nitrogen, which is minus 0.2, and add 0.6 for the lime spreading, we will be back down to, we'll be back up to 6.8, which is kind of perfect. Let's fill up with some gasoline, or I guess it's probably diesel fuel, but yeah, let's look at the best way. Yeah, I think going south down towards the grain, or towards the biogas plants, is probably the best way to go about this. Otherwise, we kind of have to loop back distance. So, we'll get some lime spread on the fields, and I'll be back. This will be a more fast forwarding than anything else, but we'll get all these. This should be, yeah, we sprayed everything we wanted to in all the crop fields. Just going through it mentally, and now we're taking care of these grass fields, and then once we get done the lime here, we'll jump on over and create a courseplay course, even though I'll probably drive back and forth a bunch of times, dropping that hay off. So I imagine the best thing to do would actually be to take those double trailers, because they'll hold 64,000, which will be a big shot compared to, what's that other one hold, like 20,000? The forage wagon, 22 or something like that. All right, well, let me fast forward through this spray, and I'll go hook up right now to the spreader, and I will talk to you again when I'm done. My header seems to be moving. Do you guys see that? It's just dancing right around there. Nice. I certainly didn't park it like that. So we definitely need to put more lime in here. At least that'll be most of our expenses for the day taken care of. Alright guys, you can see that this field is, if you're paying close attention with the last field, really in the same exact shape. 6.6, 57, 3 and 1, or 3 and 4. And we'll lose one of each with every growth cycle. So the fact we put the nitrogen in will help us get up. Then our PK will drop, so we'll be back spraying some PK tomorrow, which is okay because otherwise our moisture would drop. And so today we added some moisture along with the nitrogen. So we should be in good shape. Like I said, a score of 9.2. Nothing wrong with that. I think if you're above 0.8, depending on, you can't just get everything perfect each time. Not with the spraying options we have. Which is good. I think it adds a lot more challenge. If you could spray the exact amount you needed every time, there really wouldn't be much challenge to it. park this guy. And let's go see. I'll have to run all the way straight back to where we just came from. I did want to put this guy away first. Yeah, stupid combine moving all over the place. Combine header. This guy's like he's made for this spot. Alright, so let's run back there. Hopefully, well, you know, let's even check this first. This is an in-game thing, so we will come here and now I don't see straw listed here. So never mind. Yeah, I don't want to use that. You know, I don't think it'll work. Never mind. So let's go grab our... Where the heck did we put that? Yeah, back over here. This time I didn't hide it from myself at least. Got that course play. There you go. Course play cursor stops you or the game from zooming in and out. Pain in the butt. Not sure why that does that. So I was reading a little bit today about FS17, and the haters are out already. Oh, it's just another DLC update. Well, I'm sure it's more than that. I'm sure there's quite a few improvements to... you know what? Why don't we put some straw in this before we go over there? Sound like a good idea, since that's the whole point of what we're doing. Start talking and forgot what I was doing. Alright. But anyway, yeah, so I guess there's some things that sound interesting. I don't know, sunflowers that turn with the sun. That's hardly game changing, I wouldn't think, but still interesting nonetheless. Where are we going here? Straw. There it goes. So we can zoom in. At least somewhat. So yeah, October 25th, we get a thing. I mean, people are talking, one, you know, thing on Steam post that I read. Yeah, we're talking about, like, don't buy this, just a DLC thing. And first of all, I enjoy this game enough. I don't mind giving them another $30 or whatever it is, $35. I've gotten more than my money's worth out of playing Farm Sim. I'm kind of glad that they're not changing it that much, because how many games have you known that they changed a bunch, and then you don't like it nearly as much? So I think they're smart for keeping it pretty darn similar. Additionally, you know, cattle and crops, and they were talking about Farm Perfect, or I forget what he was even called. Yeah, they might be nice, but, you know, remember No Man's Sky is all I could say, you know, like, you know, and you look at the other farming games, I haven't owned any of them, because just watching guys play them, you can tell they're not very good, in my opinion. You know, too many quirks and just, you know, nowhere near what Farming Sim is. Do I think Farming Sim's perfect? Absolutely not. You know, I think that there's things I would have done different, but, you know, then again, it's the game by far and away that I've played the most over the last few years. Certainly could say I'm pretty well addicted to it. I do go through some times when I don't play it as much, but I do like other games too. But yeah, to sit there and badmouth a game you know, either haven't played or you played a whole lot just because they're coming out with a newer version, I don't quite understand. Same people can't stand the fact that Madden comes out with a new one every year. And maybe that's a little bit worse when they're not doing feature updates, but I don't know. Nothing to get excited about, that's for sure. If you don't like it, just keep playing this version. Don't buy it. If $35 is that much to you, I don't know. I guess you're in not the best shape financially. I know you could be a teenager. I wasn't in the best shape financially either, so I'm not preaching from a pulpit here. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm going to play it. I haven't bought it yet, but that's just because I'm kind of anti-pre-order. But if there's one game and one company that I would feel pretty confident, even with the pre-order, it's Giants, especially what I'm hearing. It's an updated version of the same thing, so it should be pretty fun. And I still haven't made a courseplay course, have I? Practicing, warming up. So next time, let's see if we can make a courseplay course. A little bit of a goofy starting location there. We should probably check our biogas. Doubt it's done too much. We probably don't need that much. I'm assuming, I can't imagine you're putting biogas in the still. Well, I guess you could use a lot of it. I mean, I'm sure it's for heating. I know guys actually put some other more nasty stuff in real moonshine, like battery acid and all kinds of whatever else works. Well, we got 2%, 6,000 biogases. Oh, nice. We can let that run for a little while. I think this will wrap up the episode, driving back and forth, getting this done. As I've said before in other episodes, I don't know exactly how long it is anymore because once I fast forward it cuts the time. But I think this will be a good amount to accomplish for an episode, getting the grass fields all taken care of, and then getting this biogas going. So when we come into the next episode, we should be able to get the moonshine going. Again, I don't know how much biogas we need, but we'll get it started. If we need more, we'll just have to wait a little longer. And then I think we're ready for the next day. I think everything will have pretty much everything I think we can do. I can look around the map. Everything else is going to cost us some money. So I'm not sure. I know the conveyors usually aren't that expensive. Alright, so let's think about this courseplay course. So I do need to get that silage. Done something with it. I think this might just be a little goofy, but again, the worst part about like this is you really want to kind of, he'll pull a little bit further forward. So we're going to start this course recording right here. Hopefully we'll be able to get him to make this turn. It's not this first dot. You'll see I get a dot here. This is sort of the dots that's the problem. See how far it is to that third dot? So hopefully that will work out. We shall see in a minute. We'll do a test run after this. Stay focused. Try not to talk too much. So those things don't go hand in hand too well for me. That say 66,000? I think it holds like 100,000 if I'm remembering correctly. So probably should only need this trip and our test run. Oh yeah, look, we got flames. I'm not going to look too much, but see the flames on the top of that? Very nice. Dump this off. Come on. And this course should work fine with a bigger trailer, I would hope, too. Hold on for 1 second. Sorry about that. Clear my throat. Clicking noise is the mute button on the microphone. If you'll ever hear it again, you'll know I muted myself. Forgot to get a drink of water before I started recording this. I had some, but I finished it off. Alright, so this one we want to really kind of swing it fairly wide without getting too close. We really want to approach this thing. We don't want to get too close to the grass or else. Alright, I'm going to stop it right there. And let's just, we'll save it in a half second. Let me, that should be good enough. Alright, so let's just save it. So this is going to be straw to, yeah, the whole name biogas is a bit confusing, since that other one's really a biogas plant too. So let's see what happens. We want to do this, straw. Let's just see if he manages to hit this properly. I think he should be okay. Yep, very good. Perfect, I'd say. And I don't doubt he's going to work on the other end pretty darn well. I don't have a lot of money for course playing, but I guess it's worth testing it. Yeah, this will be the last load. I'm pretty sure that'll mostly fill it up, close enough. Might not even use this whole one. If it was at 66,000, this means it'll be over that amount. But I don't think we need this forage wagon for anything else anytime soon. So, like I said, we're kind of running out of, you get this rush of things to do with soil mod maps. But then because your crops don't become harvestable for 4 days, it just, we can add the potato fields, which means, yeah, I guess we got to take out a loan probably to buy a potato planter, and I think we have a planter for the sugar beets. That's just the regular, corn planter. So we'll just have to buy a potato planter. Oh, what you do, buddy? Stop. What'd you do? Ooh. All right, let's pay attention. Let's hop out and see if this is full. I have a feeling that it is. No, only 33%. So, but how much of this do we have? 74,000. Okay. Yeah, so this course is no good to us because it drove right past there. But you know what? That's plenty of straw for now. I'll save a little bit for later. Oop, that's not what I want to do. I want to get rid of that thing. I want to get rid of this thing. There we go. Let's get away from that noisy thing so I can say goodbye properly. Alright, there we go. We might even take a screenshot. Doesn't that look nice? Maybe that'll be our thumbnail for this video. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it, as always. And I hope to see you back for the next episode. And in that one, we can get some moonshine going. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.